Coffee Tips, Episode 2. Welcome to Coffee Tips with Carla, a podcast on marketing and managing your business effectively. Before we get started, a little bit about us. Coffee Tips is a publication of Legacy Marketing Services. Think of us as a marketing arm of your business. You can learn more about us at legacymarketingservices.com. So I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. It's Cyber Monday. How did your weekend sales go? Did you implement some of the customer building efforts like we talked about last week? If so, I'd love to hear about it. Today we're going to be talking about planning and specifically how to plan out a marketing campaign. So my undergraduate degree is in business with a double option in marketing and advertising. My education covered general marketing principles, but in terms of advertising and application, it was mainly focused on working in an advertising agency where you would research and develop a plan over a period of months. What I found in working with small businesses out in the wild, so to speak, is that the majority of them don't operate that way. They know they need to market their business, but for most of them, that usually means that they buy an ad or a service if a salesperson happens to hit them at the right time. That is the extreme end. Of course, there are businesses who have more of a plan, but even then I've noticed that most of the time, all of the pieces, such as their website, their social media, the print, and their in-store promotions don't all tie together. There is not a single message. Because this is so common, the very first seminar I gave for my business was how to develop a marketing plan, and it was designed specifically for small businesses. I want to ask you a question. If something happened to the person who normally makes your marketing decisions, whether that is the owner or a specific employee, would anyone else know the plan for the coming year? Could someone else step in and carry that plan out? If the answer is yes, we do have a written plan. Then my next question is, does everyone on your team have an understanding of the activities and goals of that plan? When you play any sort of sport, there is a specific goal, an end in mind. Does every person on your team understand the goal they are working towards? If the answer to either of those questions, do you have a plan and is it communicated to employees, is no, some adjustment is necessary. I know one of the things about entrepreneurs is that they very often resist being nailed down to a specific plan or structure. I'm like that myself. That is part of the reason that we're entrepreneurs. We like to do our own thing, and a plan can seem so rigid. It seems like it might take away the excitement of uncertainty. What I would say to that is this. Even the best laid plans, life will bring enough uncertainty as it is. If you plan and prepare the best you can, you will be ready to deal with the surprises that pop up. The other thing I would say is that freewheeling attitude that energizes you as an entrepreneur stresses your employees out. If they were entrepreneurs, they wouldn't be working for you. They would have their own business. Leaders point to a destination or goal. If you can't communicate direction, you won't have the full support of your team. Plans are important in every area. A marketing plan doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be an elaborate report that an agency would create for you. It just has to be a plan. When I gave this seminar on developing a marketing plan, we talked about things to consider in the plan, but as far as the actual plan itself, my recommendation was and is to keep it simple. Especially if you haven't done this before, just get a year-at-a-glance calendar and think about the seasons of your business. And then ask these questions. When are the busy times of your year? What type of event or promotion will you run for that? Write that down. Think about the holidays. What will you do during those times? What are the slow times during your year? This might be a good time to hold a customer appreciation event or spend some one-on-one time with your best clients. When I work with clients, particularly for content marketing, we usually look at the year in quarters and what we will be focusing on during that time. Not always. Sometimes themes or focuses need to be shorter, but that is usually where we begin. So let's say you have 4 major promotions or focuses planned for the upcoming year. Those are going to be your pillars. Everything else that you do will either build up to or follow up on those events. Your advertising, your on-site promotions, your content marketing, your email newsletters, your social media postings. Do you see how the rest of your marketing and promotion becomes a whole lot easier once you have the sketches of a plan? It almost just kind of starts to fall into place. So that's my recommendation for something to be thinking about as you go into the next year. Just have a plan. It doesn't have to be big or complicated, just something that's written that everyone on your team can be working towards. Well, that's enough for today. I'll cover planning strategies another time, but if you would like a copy of the planning handout I mentioned, just visit our website at legacymarketingservices.com/coffee tips, and I'll have a download that you can use as a basis for that. Thanks for joining me. I hope that you and your business are blessed and prosper, and that you are a blessing in your community as well. Until next week.